Turning music on, that's why. Has it been a productive day? Yeah, thank you for asking. It's been a fucking amazing day. But I also live in a reality where every day is the best day. Because I'm breathing. That, and I've successfully managed to find a way to channel and exercise my inner jerk off. I was I was like literally just thinking recently, like, if I can get a job where I just tell people how fucking stupid they are all day, every day, and get paid for it, I'd be happier than a pig in shit. I don't really have a high opinion of most people. That's what I forgot to do, by the way. What? Masterclass. But, it's funny you actually say that, because I was just thinking. I mean, it just popped in my head. It's like that the last video we were doing, and I was talking about Masterclass and why I subscribed to Masterclass, why I love it so much. Part of the reason I felt that I needed to surround myself with a better class of people is because I was failing to see that I'm really the only person I actually need. I mean, before I was like, when I was explaining Masterclass, like I was kind of sucking its dick for a little bit, but now that we're thinking about it, if you ever watch a Masterclass, that shit's all scripted. I'm not saying it's not I'm not saying it's not authentic, but I'd question the legitimacy of it being 100% authentic. There's a few courses that I'm thinking of off the top of my head where there was these simulated interactions between people, but I remember watching, going, this is scripted. This isn't real. And they're not even trying. They got that inflection in their voice, like you can tell that they're... Why the music stop? Because of an alarm. Because I can't not remember. Come on, you can do it. God damn it. Because we can't not remember that all is Othala. Fuck it. But just because something's acted out doesn't mean that there's not value to be taken from it. Doesn't mean that there's not like good source material to feed off of. Because you can't constantly be feeding off of regular folk. Vitamin D. Last name looks like Satan, but it's not Satan. It's too many eyes. I really do believe I'm the shit, which I think could pose a problem because I've stopped requiring like external validation to fucking see that, which kind of gets me. The words coming to my mind is like that gets me kind of worried because what if I ever got the attention that I want? I think it's probably best that nobody ever watches these things and gets absolutely nothing from them if they do. Part of me is saying like this project would probably be best if it just kind of whoosh, just flies under the radar forever. Because if I already think that I'm a god, then, I mean, it might be soul crushing. I don't know. I'm seeing a vision of me watching this in the future, laughing at that last statement. Why would it be soul crushing to get confirmation? This is a good point. What if that's a turnoff? People don't like arrogant people, but I don't see myself as arrogant. Every day I feel like I back it up to myself. Like I was just home and I was watching this reading from Quietest Revolution. It was one that was specifically made for Leos. And just something told me I needed to watch that. And so I did. I watched it, and there was a lot of really good insights that I got from it because she was saying basically everything that I kind of knew that I was going to have to face. Just in my own personal life and internally, mostly. But that's always been like the stake to my heart, is having to look at myself. I used to hate doing it. Well, I mean, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like that was the thing. It's like, what? The hell does that mean? What do you mean? Does not compute. It took a lot of years at solitary confinement to actually really be able to embrace that idea and look in the mirror. And a friend of mine once said, I was in Dallas at the time. And I was talking to a friend of mine who I hadn't talked to in a while. She's telling me a story about her and her ex-husband. Now, what are the last things he said to her? The parts about yourself that you hate the most are the best parts about you. Joosh. Oh my God, there's so many parts about myself that I hate. You're telling me there's a new way to look at them? And so over well, I mean, immediately after I read that, I started doing a mental inventory of all the things I hated about myself. All the things I thought I hated about myself. All the things I secretly loved about myself was too afraid to fucking admit to me. And the more that I started to gather up, the more I started to collect. Once I had a nice big pile of my shit all together, once I got my shit together in my head, I was like, all right, fuck it, let's dive right into this motherfucker. Why do I love that? Why is that the best part of me? What's so awesome about that? And the more that I asked that question, the more I started to go, holy shit. They were right. That is the best part about me. Oh my God. I can't believe I allowed myself to beat that part of myself up for so long. That's one of my favorite parts about me. What the fuck? Why don't I like that again? Oh, that's why. Because somebody told me that was an asshole. That was me being an asshole. That was me being a dick. That was me being a jerk off. Fuck. Might have to keep that in check. But as I started going through all these things, it was just like boom, 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 one thing after another. I just started to realize there is nothing I don't like about myself. I mean, there is, but all of this, we just cleared up a whole bunch of fucking space right there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for abusing you and making you think that you were bad. You're not bad. You're bad, but you're not bad. It reminds me of Ron Perlman's book, which is coming to my mind, which was an awesome listen, especially when Ron Perlman reads it to you. Fuck you, I'm the best. I don't give a fuck what you think because you're wrong. Now, mind you, I don't need to like fucking run around like an asshole. Hey, everybody, look at me. Look how fucking amazing I am. I already know. And I already know that everybody knows. There's a thing about me. People don't like to stroke my ego because he's already jerking himself off so much. Why does he need another hand? Is it really that big? No, one is fine. One's all I need. Because my hand knows all the right spots. A second hand is just a bonus. I brought up a good visual. Just gonna drink that in for a minute. But after I was watching that reading, like it kind of knocked some of the chips off my shoulder, which helped me kind of stand up a little bit straighter. And I had this idea, because the I don't know her name, Amber? Amber. The girl doing the reading, she's a Gemini. I got a thing for Geminis. The reason I got a thing for Geminis is because they got the same thing I do. They got that vampiric twin. I don't know if they acknowledge it. I don't know if that's like a secret Gemini thing that Geminis don't like to talk about. But the best representation I've ever seen of Castor and Pollux was a clip I watched from one of the God of War games where Kratos goes up against he has to face off with Castor and Pollux. And the way that they present them in the game is actually pretty interesting because I never thought of it from that perspective before. But then once I saw it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a weird sort of sense. And the way they display them is that Pollux is actually like a parasitic twin growing out of Castor's body. It never got fully formed. So people say, like, you hear things about Gemini. I've never heard a good thing about a Gemini before. Two-faced, liars, backstabbers, they'll throw you under the fucking bus. I believe it. I got the same shit in me. But I also believe that they think that they're the only ones who have another one of themselves inside of themselves, I think. That's my belief. Either that or they're all fucked up because they don't realize that there's two of them in there. But I'm smarter than everybody else, so it's kind of my job to figure shit like that out about myself. I don't want to make everybody like me. It'd be cool for a little bit, but I've actually had I had this nightmare of the world being full of little toxics. Ah, out of here. There's only one Mr. Toxic. Eat it. There's only one Mr. Demon. Take Ike. There's sure fuck only one Derek. All other Dereks are invalid. Although, I always get a kick out of it when I meet another Derek. I love meeting other Dereks. Because I love telling them what their name means. Because I just have a feeling that they know, they already know. But to hear it confirmed by another Derek is like, oh hell yeah. This dude sees it. Same thing with Leo. I love Leos. Not as much as myself. I'm my favorite one. I'm the best one. People say like astrology is bullshit and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, having been practicing for the past 5 years, turning it into my job, I mean, nah, that's pretty real. It's not a debate. No, I was just kind of feeling. So, after watching that video, I got inspired to get back to my Gemini sequence of journals, where I'm taking all my journals from the past 5 years and just focusing on the entries on specific moon cycles over the course of a year. Well, over the course of 5 years. And the next one that I had to reread was from June 3rd, 2019. That was a long time ago. But I know that day. I remember that day. I remember that day before I read it. That was exactly 1 year to the day that I started writing. At 8:31 p.m. In my book, How to Break a Life. Starring me. It's the best book series ever. It's so good, why isn't it released? Doesn't need to be. It already is. I don't have it anymore. My lady friend has it. But it was really cool to revisit that particular day, June 3rd, 2019, because I didn't write all day. I waited all fucking day long so that I could start that particular entry at 8:31 p.m. Because it was just like, oh my God. Fuck yes. I don't have any fucking writing training. I just write. But I was part of a recovery group at the time. And I love talking about myself. So of course I tell everybody what I'm doing. And I eventually got myself hooked up with teaching a journaling for recovery group. Now mind you, why was I in a recovery group? I did the class high. I smoked pot before I went and did the class 2 weeks later. I would go to the meetings high. Because I didn't agree with what they were doing at all. They were just focusing on people with opioid addictions. That's all they cared about, was just opioids. Opioids, heroin, painkillers. Go hand out some Narcan. Once I had to sit in a car with a guy that was ODing next to me when we were transporting him to a fucking rehab. That was fucked up. And then my mentor, my guide, I felt him slip back into his old patterns that day too. Because I was standing there waiting for him when I saw him come out of the bathroom and throw the needle away. And it kind of broke my heart because I could feel it. I knew what happened. His energy shifted. On this particular day, though, he was completely unhinged, I thought. We were working together on that day, and he had started to bring up other people's pasts, talking about how one of the guy that was running the organization was a pedophile, or he had a taste for younger men. It would be about a month or so later, maybe not even, that I found him on WhatsApp. I downloaded WhatsApp on my phone. And it just filled in all of the contacts on my phone onto WhatsApp. And there was Bob. Wait, is he blowing a banana? His picture was him blowing a banana, or at least it looked like he was blowing a. He was just like, on a fucking banana that looked like it might have had whipped cream on it. And at the time, I believe I was out of the organization for a little while. I just kind of went off and did my own thing, but I had smoked some pot earlier and was feeling something inside of myself going, I don't know if we can let this slide. There's something wrong here. There's something wrong with this picture. And so I messaged him and congratulated him on his boldness, on his ability and capacity to own his shit and not give a fuck. He immediately got back to me and said that it was a hack. Someone hacked his account and put up that picture. But he was gonna get on that right. The only reason he keeps it up is because people will continually start to put these false narrative pictures up of him. So he just leaves them. Oh! Oh, okay. But was it last summer? Summer 2021, when the pickle sandwich factory was still there. There's this place, they made sandwiches with pickles, but there was no bread. They used pickles. So if you imagine a sandwich made out of pickles, that's literally what it was. It was fucking amazing. But I was there one day. I was coming back from a walk and I needed something to eat, so I decided I wanted a pickle sandwich. A vampire killer sandwich, as a matter of fact. Those were the best ones. It was pastrami and fucking like roasted garlic cloves, spicy Cheetos, and some kind of delicious sauce. It's amazing. But when I was there was this lady that seemed vaguely familiar to me. And she looks over, she goes, "Oh, I know you." "Do? Where from?" "Recovery Force, Atlantic City." "Oh, hi. Did you hear about Bob?" Well, apparently, the week prior, there's a YouTube channel. There was. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know. And they do independent investigation of online predators. And boop, there's Bob. Trying to bring a fucking kid in to his father's basement so that he can give him massages. Come on, god damn it. And the fucked up thing is, this is just these are my own feelings and my own insights. But the fucking minute I met that fucking dude, I knew it. I remember the day that he asked me to do the writing course. It was just me and him in his office. And I could feel it on him. I could feel this want just dripping off of him. That he wanted me to suck his dick right there. It was just so grimy, so oily feeling on my skin to go, ah. But I remember when she told me that, I shall not feign surprise. Oh. I'm actually surprised it took this long. I have no faith in anybody. Because everyone's a conspiring dog. Sick. Broken. What does that say about you? What it says about me is I got the same grossness that everybody else has in me. But I don't know. I don't see that, though. And it's not so much that it's illegal, like, oh, I don't do it because it's illegal. No, it's different. I don't do it because it's fucking disgusting. I know we're not supposed to judge. What's something disgusting I did? I molested myself as a kid. The first time I masturbated was when I was 11. That's totally underage. I one time had sex with a 15-year-old girl when I was a 15-year-old boy. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Look at yourself. Why do I always look? Because I'm looking at the time. Got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, and you should have seen when I was like 12, 13. I remember the first time I stared at a girl's ass. She had to be no older than me. Maybe a year. Would have put her around 13 or 14. Disgusting. But then again, I did have a neighbor who had a 16-year-old daughter who was really hot. But I was like 27, 28 at the time. But at that point, I was kind of like, it's really that bad to look? Nah. See, just as disgusting as any one of these other people. I remember parading around the house to my wife. Ah, she's finally 18. I can look with impunity now. It's a true story. Proud of that? I don't see why not. Cast the first stone, ye who has no sin. But if you're gonna throw rocks, motherfucker, you better expect to get a rock thrown right the fuck back. That goes for me too. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm throwing rocks at myself too. But I'm good like that. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can pull this off really quick. This is gonna be so mind-blowing. At least for me it is. Ah, shit. Come on. Whoa, I'm doing it. There's now at least 20-second overlap. Look at yourself. Talking to both at the same exact time. Where does one end and the next one begin? You'll never even know. Because if you're watching this one first, you won't even know that this one exists. Unless I label that it exists and that it's two parts.